Hi, I'm Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net, and I have a big discussion. This one is on self-love, what it is, what it isn't, and some of the first steps that we can take to truly like ourselves. Now, like everybody else, I write about it, I talk about it, but I think it's taken me a number of years to really peel back the layers to see what this is all about and what it is authentically. Like most of you, I think I was thrown off in the initial part of my life looking at self-love because I was confused by the people that were a walking advertisement for how wonderful they were. The women who are always bragging, oh, I'm so beautiful and all these men want me, and the guy who's like, oh, I'm so successful and oh, I did this and I did that. Even on Facebook, constant promo. The extended bio where they rewrite their entire history to make themselves some amazing person. And I look at this and I think, you know, that's not self-love. That is the hope that if all of you buy this that I'm sending out, that maybe if enough of you think well of me, then I can like myself. So real self-love, I think, begins much smaller. I believe it begins with agreeing with ourselves, to be in agreement. To be in agreement with the choices we've made, the values that we hold dear, to stand behind those choices that at any point in our life seemed real and true and authentic for us. For one who, in my dating life, was so severely criticized for my choice of partner because he was so much younger. The greatest blessing I could have had was everybody hating me, everybody, having something bad to say. In the beginning, I was so sensitive to it. But in time, when nobody else was there, but I knew that I wasn't going to give up this person because it was real and true for me, that I could turn away from what society thought, I started to like myself because I accepted that I was living my truth. And I wasn't going to give up my truth for their truth. And I think that was the beginning of living in agreement with myself. And when we get to the point that we live in agreement with ourselves, it becomes less important what other people think. That aggrandizement that you see on Facebook and the bluster and the posturing of people, it's so transparent when you do start to like the choices that you hold dear, and when you stand up for the beliefs that are true and real, when what you think is how you act, and that there's a union between thought and words and actions, then you start to feel a sense of appreciation. I'm not saying you're in love with yourself because we have this idea that we would love ourselves as we love our beloved, but it's a very different feeling. And then I also think that the people that like themselves the most are the ones that think about it the least. The people who are probably the closest to self-loving, in my estimation, would be the people that are so involved in their purpose here in life, in giving to something, no matter what they do, whether they run an animal shelter or they're taking care of nature or they're helping children or they're a poet or an artist, that they're so involved in the moments and days and thoughts of their life that they want to contribute for the betterment of all, that I think they are the happiest and perhaps the people that most closely resemble what I would call loving oneself. So I do understand that it's a difficult concept, but I have a belief that you may not be as far from it as you think. There are times we will chastise ourselves for making a silly mistake, but oftentimes that mistake is the only way we learn. It is all trial and error for us. It's not like we came with a how-to manual. Even manuals, spiritual or philosophical, given to us, they can't replicate the living of the experience of it. And that is the only way we learn and the only time that we learn. So give yourself a break if you feel that this word self-love is so huge and you're not attaining it. I would ask you to start slowly to simply be in alignment with yourself, in agreement with the day-to-day choices you're making, to stand behind them and to live your truth. And you may find that while you're busy living your truth, you don't even notice this effect has taken over. that you actually like yourself, I think it will work for you. Well, as a matter of fact, I know it will. Thank you for watching. Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net. And if you prefer to listen to podcasts, please subscribe to The Susan Winter Show on iTunes. Thank you.